After everything we've gone through with COVID, you probably know by now that it's not accurate to look at real estate trends as a whole. Different submarkets reacted quite differently during the pandemic, and as we recover, we're likely to see more diverging trends as well. In this video, I'm going to reveal where we think real estate prices in Toronto and the GTA might go from this point on. If you like this kind of content, remember to hit the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this made specifically for real estate investors in Toronto. There's two main groups who buy real estate. One, investors, and two, end users, and their buying behaviors are actually very different. Investors make their decisions based on numbers. At the end of the day, if bids start getting higher and higher and an opportunity doesn't make sense anymore, these investors are going to walk away from a deal. But when it comes to buying an end user home, there might be other factors that are harder to put a price tag to. What this means is that there can be many end user buyers who end up making their decisions based on feelings and emotions. And when this happens, they are way more likely to pay more than an investor for the same property. The truth is, it only takes one of these end user buyers to overshoot on a price to set a new record high as a benchmark for the market. And in hot markets, this kind of momentum is the fuel that propels prices higher and higher. And so what we have is a behavior where markets with more end user buyers usually see a higher price growth as a percentage during hot markets. But this never lasts forever because it really does go against true fundamentals. Once the steam is gone and things start to cool, these more volatile markets that overshot with price growth will also see a bigger drop because they need to readjust and reposition back to their normal levels. Take a look at this. As we plot the price growth in the GTA and Hamilton against its proximity to core Toronto, we can see that the further a property is from the core, the higher the price growth has been during the past year, which also means that it's been more volatile. And before you say this might be a permanent change because of COVID, you have to know that this isn't the first time this has happened. Now, if we look further back and compare core Toronto with the suburbs, you'll notice that whenever a real estate market gets hotter, the price gap between the suburbs and core Toronto typically starts to compress. And if you think more about the buyer pool differences in these two markets, things might start to make a bit more sense. The Toronto real estate market tends to have more experienced buyers, no matter if you're looking at end user buyers who have purchased real estate before and are looking to upgrade their existing home, or real estate investors who are looking for investment deals to maximize returns. The suburbs, on the other hand, does have more first-time home buyers because they have a lower starting price and there's also less real estate investors in those markets. More end-user buyers and more buyers with less experience means that real estate prices in the suburbs are more likely to go up higher, triggered by more emotional or FOMO buying. As an example, this is a chart that compares real estate prices in Toronto versus Oshawa over the past 10 years. And when you plot it all out, you can see that there has been typically a 52% discount if you choose to live an hour away from Toronto in Oshawa. But you can also see that the discount is not consistent throughout. Particularly during a hot seller's market, the discount spread gets smaller. In 2017, real estate prices were red hot all around, but Oshawa's prices went up more than Toronto, and so the end result is that the discount for living in Oshawa went from 52% down to 44%, an 8% difference. Oshawa's prices definitely overshot more than Toronto, and when the government imposed a new foreign buyers tax to cool the GTA market, Oshawa had a much bigger reaction, seeing property prices drop more than Toronto in order to go back to its normal discount level at 52%, and it also took a much longer time to recover from the shakeup. Now, let's look at where we are today. The Toronto real estate market wasn't nearly as heated from the pandemic effects, and because of it, that's why the discount gap is compressing again. Right now, the discount has compressed even more than in 2017, and prices, I'd say, are irrationally high in the suburbs. And when you combine this with a COVID recovery story, we're reaching another turning point in the real estate markets again. Moving forward, we're facing tougher mortgage stress tests, which impacts all buyers, but mainly the newer end-user buyers buying in the suburbs who most likely won't qualify for those special mortgage programs. And because of this, we're going to see more downward pressure on suburb prices. Then we also have the upcoming return to office movement, which will also put more downward pressure on suburb prices. But at the same time, the same movement will draw more rental demand and buying demand into Toronto. If we use Oshawa as an example once again, right now the discount versus Toronto is a much lower 38% discount compared to the average 52% discount, and that's a 14% difference. Similarly, Hamilton is at a 33% discount compared to the average 41% discount. So that's an 8% difference there. So this means that if suburban prices need to go back to its intrinsic values, then the discount gap will need to widen, which means we should expect much better appreciation by around 8 to 14% in core Toronto compared to the GTA in the short to medium term. Basically, the further a property is from the core, the bigger the difference you might expect, simply because it is a more volatile market there and its property prices have gone up so much more in the past year. In other words, if you choose to invest in more volatile suburban markets, your returns will simply fluctuate more. Toronto is a more mature market, so that's why we didn't see such massive 40% plus appreciation over the past year, but we also don't expect much major downward swings moving forward either. If you need help with investing in real estate in Toronto, we can help you out. We'll tell you everything you need to know, what your risks are, what your projected returns will look like, help you buy the best opportunities, and get your investment property up and running. To learn more about our services, you can simply head to the contact link that I'll put in the description below. Finally, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and if you want to hear from us more regularly, look for us on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. I wish you all the best in your real estate investing journey. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!